Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here in New York City. I'm with Lyoto Machida, who will be taking on Chael Sonnen in the main event of Bellator 222, June 14th. Lyoto, first of all, welcome back to New York. A lot of people maybe didn't see this matchup coming up because, you know, Chael Sonnen has been fighting for the most part at light heavyweight, recently heavyweight. You were doing quite well at middleweight, and it seemed that you were going to be the next in line for that fight after the Lyoto Jr. and Gegard Mousasi bout. Why move up a weight class and take a fight with Chael?
As I said, I like to be busy, and in order to be busy, I have no choice sometimes. So I said to Bellator that I would like to fight, even if it would be in 205. I would like to accept any fight. And Bellator came up with Chael names, and I said it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be outstanding because, especially here in New York, in Madison Square Garden, it means a lot to me because I fought in different places in the world: Japan, Brazil, Europe, England, but nothing compared to Madison Square Garden. I only saw this in the movies, in the Ali's fight, in Tyson's fight. So now it's time to be busy in this stage.
So this would be your first time fighting at MSG?
Of course, my first time here fight.
And, you know, again, you just said you just fought everywhere, all over the world. Is that like a goal you had in mind? Like, oh, I'd like, before I hang up the gloves, I'd like to get in there and fight in MSG?
Actually, I never thought about that I could fight here because a couple years ago, it's not allowed to have a fight here in New York. But once they allowed to have a fight here in New York, I said, oh, maybe, who knows? I just saw that in the movies, in the theaters, in the stuff like that. So now I have a chance, and now the dream came true, and I have a chance to fight here, especially against this name. It's a great name. He's a great opponent, tough opponent. He's an icon in this sport. I consider Chael one of the guys that puts this sport in another level in terms of business. So I have a lot of respect to him.
And, you know, this is a light heavyweight bout, but you recently spoke to Guilherme Cruz from our site, and you said that a win here could either get you a title shot at light heavyweight or middleweight, and you do have wins over both champs. So what's next? Is it something you're going to see out, or do you have a specific weight class where you would rather get the title shot?
What comes first? What comes first? I'll be ready and able to catch this opportunity. But I believe that 1 week after my fight, they will have a title shot against Mousasi against Lyoto. That's going to be a huge opportunity and see who's going to win this fight and see who probably can be my next opponent. So I would like to be a champion. That's one of my goals here in Bellator. I not came to Bellator just to play around, to be here to make money. That's not my purpose here. My purpose here is to be a champion and to be an inspiration for other fights. That's why I still wake up every morning and training with a lot of will, a lot of motivation, because I want to help other people. I don't want to just help myself.
So safe to say, you know, I mean, Gegard Mousasi has his hands tied with Lyoto Jr. From what I know, Ryan Bader doesn't really have anyone lined up yet. So if you went here, that would be the fastest route, don't you think? So would light heavyweight be up for grabs?
Hey, I would love to fight. Ryan Bader now he's a heavyweight champion as well. Right. He's huge. He has grown a lot. He has improved a lot in his game, in his game plan. I know his coach, Jair, but I believe that's going to be a fight that everyone wants to see.
There's a trend going around in MMA, especially in the UFC, of champ. You do have wins over both guys. Could we possibly see Machida fighting for 2 belts? Is that something you think of, or step by step?
That's the goal, man. That's the goal, champion against champion. So who knows? No, I already have a victory over both those guys. And we never know what's going to happen in the future. But I hope that makes a lot of sense to fight Ryan Bader and also to fight Gegard Mousasi. It's a matter of time.
And I gotta ask you, you left the UFC on a 2-fight win streak, and you left over a crazy knockout win over Vitor Belfort. Some people wanted to see you stick around the UFC, but you came here to Bellator, obviously still a great organization with some great fights. How has your experience been so far? And now that you have a fight in and you've done a bunch of media for Bellator, do you think you made the right decision in moving to Bellator?
Definitely, I made the right decision. So I'm so happy to be here and be a part of this team. For me, Bellator represents a lot to me. Something when you have big changes in your life, so you refresh your mind. So once you refresh your mind, you get the motivation again, and you have everything. So that's what I wanted to, and now I'm here in Bellator, doing what I love to do, and in one of the best places in the world.
And I did some digging, lastly for me. I found out that, correct me if I'm wrong, were you a sumo wrestler back in the day?
Yes, when I was like 21 years old, I was sumo in Brazil, and I was in second place in whole Brazil, because Brazil has a very, one of the biggest Japanese immigration in Brazil. So a lot of things from this culture came to Brazil. One of them was sumo, and they have a huge competition, and I used to train sumo a lot, and sumo has been helping me a lot with my base, with my balance game, and a couple techniques as well.
How long did you do it for?
Since when I was 4 years old, I started sumo. Then I stopped when I was 22 years old, when I became a Brazilian, second place in Brazil.
Why did you stop? Because of MMA? You wanted to switch over? Or?
Yeah, because of MMA. So I gotta choose, no? I gotta choose, and I choose to be an MMA fighter.
Do you still train sumo at all? Is that any helpful for your MMA training?
We do a couple basic movements just to warm up, and sometimes we play around at the academy at the end of training. Hey, let's do a circle here, let's play around with sumo games, and I think it can add a lot to me.
All right, Lyoto, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck in June.